Hey, this is Andrea Woodschmitz. We're talking about the video formula, and the second, third, and fourth videos are what we're going to talk about today. Your first video was basically to introduce the people shortly to who you are and what you do, but to concentrate on their main pain or their main issue that you're able to entice them into your list by giving them their irresistible free offer, which could be a free report, could be a video, could be an audio, could be something that you mail off in the mail, could be a free consultation, whatever you decided was going to be your irresistible free offer. That was video 1. And now we're going to go into video 2, and then video 3, and then video 4. So let's buckle up today. First of all, what you do is you're going to start out by saying who you are and what you do. So, hi, I'm your name, and I help a specific target to achieve something specific without or so that they can achieve something specific. Let me give you an example. My name is Andrea Woodschmitz, and I help nonprofit organizations increase their social media engagement so that they can raise more funds, worry less about increasing public awareness for their causes, and help more needy people. That's who I am. Okay, what are the common challenges that your target audience has? This is what's going to come in next. Once you've introduced yourself in the second video, you're going to find out what their issues are, and you're gonna say that in the video. So for me, the common challenges of nonprofit organizations is that they don't know how to find their ideal target markets on Facebook, that are targets on Facebook. They don't understand how to get people talking about their work on social media, and they don't get how to transfer successful social media into meaningful returns for their nonprofit. So my next question would be, hi, my name is Andrea Witchmitz, and I help nonprofit organizations increase their social media engagement so that they can raise more funds, worry less about increasing public awareness for their causes, and help more needy people. And perhaps this is you. Maybe you don't know how to find your ideal targets on Facebook, or perhaps you don't understand how to get people talking about your work on social media. And or maybe you're just the one who just doesn't know how to get to transfer that successful social media interaction into meaningful returns for your nonprofit organization. Well, we're going to talk about that today. Thanks for joining us. So it'd be very simple as that. You answer that main question. What is the main common challenge of your target audience? And then we go into your story. So I would talk about how I got here. Well, you see, I wasn't always a Facebook aficionado. Actually, I was afraid of Facebook. And so you go in and you tell your story. So here's how I got here. It contains elements like, it wasn't always like this. And it can contain something like, but it's not your fault clause, right? Which keeps them listening and engaged in your story, but also transferring your story over onto their own situation where they're nodding their heads going, yeah, I get that. I totally get that. And wow, you have a solution. So then you move into how you found the solution to the challenges that you expressed in the previous slide, right? The results of your solution. You want to give concrete examples of fan pages for me, the nonprofit, concrete examples of fan pages who are increasing their engagement to over 80%. And I also want to show perhaps the antithesis, floundering pages with less than 10%. And if I can validate it further with actual increase in sales or revenue or more people coming in, especially with screenshots, I would do it here. My personal issue with the nonprofit organizations is that I work with disclosure agreements, and so I don't usually have the freedom to share this kind of information with third parties. But if you're able to do that, this is an excellent way to validate any claims that you make right now. You want to position as old world and new world. So we're still on the second video. The second video is just getting them deeper and deeper into understanding their issues and putting a name to it. Oftentimes they can't articulate what the name is, what the actual problem is. So we're articulating that problem, and then we're transferring that over into solutions that we have to offer so that they could know, hey, I know I can trust this person. Now I can go and actually do business with them. So we pit the old world, which is the way they've been doing things up until now, against the new world, which is how I'm going to introduce something new, something profitable to them in the endeavor that they're doing. So the old world is what they've been taught to do until now, or what the industry standards are, or had them doing all along. Let's take an example of a dog trainer. We used to rub dogs' noses in their poop if they had an accident in the house, which isn't what we do today. The new world, it would be your solution. If you're the dog trainer, it would be the better way, the more efficient way, or the more effective way. So staying with the dog trainer, you can now use the clicker and treats to condition your dog to obey, not only on potty rules, but and then you would go and share deeper positive results, benefits from working with the clicker, for example. And then you want to transition between the two worlds. I'd like to invite you to join me in the new world where, and then you would list the benefits, the results they have, not the process that they use to get there, but the results that they would have. So I know that we used to, people in my profession used to teach you that if your dog pooped in your house, you'd take his nose and you'd rub it in it. Um, that's the old way to do it. But today we work with positive incentives and the clicking sound. So we want to reinforce good behavior through blah blah blah. So I'd like to invite you to join me in the new world where we can actually teach your dog, retrain your dog, not only to not poop in the house, but also to not bark when the mailman comes by, or jump up on young small children, or and then you would list the benefits of the results that you would be getting them. And then you can move into your solution. I have this patent pending program that will give you benefits, and in it you're going to learn features and benefits. All right, well, you don't have to use patented, but I have this program. I have this secret program. I have this exclusive program. I have this um, whatever, give it a good adjective, and then you're ready to go. The most common mistakes they are making because they don't have you is what you're going to talk about next. So perhaps you're yelling at your dog and that's causing your stress levels to climb. Or you're shaming your dog, which leads your thoughts to negativity in all other areas of life. So it doesn't just affect how you raise your dog, it might affect how you snap at your wife afterwards, or your kids. Or you're already tense because you expect improper behavior from your dog, and that's causing you to spiral into negative thinking and making it impossible to find positive solutions. So we have to take these common mistakes and put them in a language that they understand, that they know. So what we learned in the first month was to really define our target audience. Now we're defining our target audience according to the problems that we see that we're going to alleviate through our service, through our product, or through our offers. So this is taking that understanding of your target audience and making it just a tad deeper and cementing that understanding in their heads that, hey, we are the people who really truly understand the issues that they're dealing with here. It's not just a dog that poops on the carpet. It's the ulcer that they're giving themselves at work because they know they're dreading going home after work because maybe their dog's already pooped on the carpet, and if they're really really not lucky, their dog has also been clawing at the back of their leather couch, and so on and so forth. Their anxiety is increasing, right? You come across as the dog owner who knows that. If it's not a dog owner, for me it would be the nonprofit organization. I can placate their fears of not of wasting a lot of time on social media, for example. So the next thing you want to do is to give them results in advance. Now, I will give them something that they can do and see results in advance. This is like the seeing is believing, but tasting is proof test, all right? And in my case, for the nonprofits and social media, I walk them through a 20-minute, here's where the money and engagers are to be found video, and where they can see, where the nonprofit organization person that I'm talking to, the owner or the chief social chief media officer or whatever, where they can see their competition and transfer that knowledge that I just shared with them and how to get that information, transfer it over to their own pages where they start to connect the dots themselves. And I want them to be thinking this. I want them to be thinking, if she gave me these insights for free, how much better is it going to get when I pay her? That's what I want to have them going through their mind. And so that's why you want to give them results in advance. Give them something, a task that they can do to, and then see, if it works for you, well, gee, then we better talk because I can help you with a whole bunch of other problems that you're struggling with, right? So the results continued for nonprofits. So continuing along with my example, and social media ads. Now, first of all, my main take with Facebook is that it's organic, and if you understand organic, you're going to do really really well. And then you can start fooling around with the ads interface. But here's a great way to do ads that are going to be super super cheap. You can set up your ads, but instead of telling them to click on a link or expecting them to click on a link and go elsewhere to redeem something, or giving them an offer, you can go to call8.com, KALL 8.com, and get a toll-free number for $2 a month. Well, they start at $2 a month, but I tell my nonprofits to go and get one toll-free number for $2 a month. And instead of clicking on the social media or giving me a like or going and giving me an opt-in, I put that toll-free number in there as my call to action. And they can see that. They just read it and they either write it down or they pick up the phone and call me right away. And if they make me a phone call, they're not phoning through Facebook. They've just seen the Facebook ad, but they don't click on it. It's because they don't have to go anywhere to get a free report or whatever. They can actually phone and you can see right away. The benefits are twofold. You can track the calls from a specific platform or ads, so you can have multiple call 8 numbers, and each ad can have their own number, so you can track that. And your ad spend is super low. As people see the ad, they don't need to click it. They can actually make the phone call. Now, it's not for me to do, but for the nonprofit organization to do. If they say, give me a call for give me a call to see how you can volunteer with the Nepal earthquakes that have been going on, or give me a call to see how you can donate to yada yada yada, or give me a call and I'll order you I'll reserve a seat for you at our next gala beneficiary gala, for example. So we can do something super concrete in that area, and that's also another thing that they can do in advance to see, oh wow, that was such a really cool tip. I can really do a lot with that, and that's been very beneficial to me. What else can Andrea do for me? All right. So remember, this is on your follow-up video, video number 2, and you're going to continue to send them emails with the same information. So I go back to that video, watch that video, do the steps that I do, whatever it was, the proof in action, do that, and remind them exactly what to do, which steps to go through in the email as well. Never assume that they know the next step. And unless, this is a really good thing to say, to know, unless they concretely tell you, no, I am not interested, please do not send me any more emails, it means that yes, they're interested and life just got in the way. I've got 6 kids, and let me tell you how often on any given day, life just gets in the way, right? So you got to keep on top of them in as many manners as possible. Email, video, retargeting, however you can do that. If you have their phone number and you're able to call, then give them a shout. Always there's, if they haven't said no, then they want to say yes, and they just have been distracted from saying yes. So you have to keep on top of them until they do say yes, or tell you to bug off and they don't want anything from you. So there is no in between. There's either a yes or a no. There's no, well, gee, maybe they're not interested, but they haven't concretely said no. So long as they don't say concretely no, they're still a yes. So you have to remind them. You have to tell them exactly what step to do next. And in the second video, if you make it very compelling for them, they will continue along. So the difference here is that this is not a launch sequence like Jeff Walker has. It's only open the cart for 10 days and then we'll close it down. This is for ongoing marketing that you're doing for anything in your business. So I know that some people here might be launching things on the JV Zoo forum or on the Warrior forum. These tend to be very short term launches, push really hard, and then you may close the gate or you just leave it, you leave it open, but you take certain bonuses away and so on and so forth. This is a different model that we're talking about. We're talking about knowing how many cards to send out, postcards, physical postcards or ads, send them out, drive traffic through to this funnel here, and then pick up your clients along the way and just keep doing it. It's like an automated teller machine, just keep moving and shifting into more markets. So the taxi driver, for example, he can fill out his whole taxi days by driving the little itty bitty old Jewish women around, but he could also do something like hire 3 taxi drivers to take care of that, and he could just sit back and not do anything. Or he could sit there and say, okay, I've got that covered. The Jewish women are covered. Let me expand. And we talked about this in the first and second month, especially in the first month. I can expand and take the exact same concept and just go to Boston. Or I can stay here in the city and instead of just having the Jewish women, let's pick up the Portuguese women, let's pick up the Asian women, let's pick up the. So he can expand. He can put his energy into that instead of just sitting around waiting. So the point is that you want to continue to work on having a very solid funnel that you can repurpose or that you can continue bringing in more and more people. Obviously, the taxi driver is going to be bound by time. He's only got so much time in a day and so much driving that he can do, or he has to employ people to allow his business to grow. We talked about this last month with the cupcake maker. She can only make so many cupcakes a day. There's going to be a cap as to how much she can earn at that point in time. So, And there are other things, digital offers, that it really doesn't matter if you sell 10 or 10,000 units. The only thing that changes is the amount of money that comes into your account at the end of the day, because you've created the program. There's low maintenance, and if you do the maintenance for one person, you do it for everybody. So that's a different concept altogether. It's not causing you that much of a challenge if you grow it and expand your business. So your second video is going to be telling them a little bit about who you are, a little bit about the common problems that people have, and then it's going to go right into your story about how you came up with the solution, and then you're going to wrap it up with a, now it's your turn, go and do this. It's that proof in action that you give them, and you get them to go off and do that. That's the call to action at the end. The call to action at the end is go do XYZ and prove to yourself that this works. All right. So your first video had the call to action was give me your email and I'll give you the report. This one is go do this and prove to yourself that what I'm talking about has its salt. Okay, so I did something, I got results, and I want more from that guy. This is what you're after with video number 2. So video number 3 is the proof it works video. So what video 2 sets you up for is that before we go into video 3, if you did the results in advance, go do this and see how it works for you. They are pre-qualifying themselves because they are running through the motions and they're saying, oh my gosh, she can do this. I need her to continue along working with me. For me, the nonprofit example, they watch the video, they go through the motions on their own page, and they analyze what do they have. If their engagement is below 10%, they really need to call me. And if their engagement is below 20%, it's a bit better than 10%, but they still should call me because that's very, I mean, it's very much on the tip of the scale where it could go either way really, really badly. Now, I'll give you one small hint. I'll concentrate on actually sending out my postcard to fan pages that have super low engagement that I know that they'd be idiots not to call me and follow up with it, right? There's more than enough fan pages out there that are less than 10% engagement and they need help. All right. So sometimes I mean, when you're choosing your audience, you can make that a metric. So, like a financial advisor, I think this is in one of the videos this month, a financial advisor in Western New York who is targeting teachers who are close to retirement and who are conservative. That's a definition of a market. But on top of that, he's a financial advisor. So he wants to make sure that these people have enough money to invest in some sort of funding for their retirement, and so his minimum of this of exposable income has to be $100,000. So that's the extra criteria that he puts in there. And for me, my extra criteria to make sure that people are able to see the urgency in hiring me is that I pick and choose the ones who have 10% or less engagement. All right. So they'll be looking for answers or hope that they can turn their situation around. That's what we want. The proof it works video, that is our video number 3. So we want to have case studies and testimonials. You want to have social proof, third-party validation, right? Don't take our word for it. These are some of our happy clients. These are some of our happy customers. These are some of my happy patients, right? And this can be done for you too, is the final message, right? If you're able to, before and after pictures or screenshots, they work really well. But if you can't do it, don't sweat it. So obviously, if you're in the weight loss niche, if you can get a whole bunch of before and after pictures, there's a reason why people do that, because it works. Screenshots. This is what I was earning beforehand. This is my bank in negative and now my bank in positive. If you can do that, that's great. A lot of times I can't necessarily do that. Oh, excuse me. There's some allergies going around. Anyway, you may be able to use someone else's stuff, like videos of poorly behaving dogs. Like, does your dog do this? And then show a video from YouTube of some random dog doing something that's just horrible. And then you can do perhaps videos of the dogs that have learned how to behave from yours. So it's not even the same dog, but it might be both Labradors or both Dobermans or both Chihuahuas. Right? For me, the nonprofits, does your engagement look like this? And then show dead fan pages. But this is something I may not be willing to do. I'm not keen on putting that on video that could potentially be passed around to people, simply because I'm working with a very specific clientele, and I don't want them to think that I'm going to be bad mouthing them elsewhere. And so I want to show my ethical. Look, I'm not bad mouthing anyone anywhere, but I might show this as an example if I have a face-to-face meeting, simply because I know that they're not going to go and share it Whereas if I have a video on a website, they can pass that link around to anybody they want to. And just the negative association that they could make out of that would stop me from doing it in a video. But anyway, for a dog, for example, does your dog do this? And the negative video for the dog, I don't think is going to be that problematic and probably would actually very much help your argument that you have going. So ideally, you want different types of testimonials or different emphasis in the testimonials. And each testimonial highlighting something different about what you do, all right? So not always about the Doberman who used to bite the couch. Here's an example of a Doberman who used to bite the couch but he doesn't do it anymore. And this is another customer of a Doberman who used to bite their couch but he doesn't do it anymore. And over here is a third Doberman who used to also bite on their couch but he stopped doing that after they worked with us. Instead, if we want to stay with the Dobermans, we would say, this is the Doberman who bit the couch, but this is the Doberman who used to jump on kids, and this is the Doberman who barked like a maniac, and this is the Doberman who who rushed the what do you call it? The postal guy, the guy delivering the mailman, right? So you can do that, or you can just change up the dog. So the one is the Doberman who bit the couch. The other one is the dachshund that jumped up on the kids. The other one is the Saint Bernard that barked like a maniac, and so on and so forth. Right. So change them up a little bit if you can. If you can have your if you can preempt what your happy customers are going to say, you can ask them a very specific question, like what kind of a dog did you have and what exactly did we help you with, or what was your greatest problem when you reached us and how did we fix that. Aim for at least 10 minutes of video, not from one person with testimonials, but if you have like a series of 20-second testimonials, 20-second times 3 is going to be, so you have 3 in a minute, so 30 testimonials for a 10-minute long video, or case studies in there, right? It can never be too long, but if you can at least get 10 minutes together, that's going to be really, really good. So be mindful of all the opportunities to get thank yous or video testimonials from them, and if you can't do that, then take screenshots of emails, screenshots of Facebook comments, Facebook or blog posts, anything that you can take where you're not making it up, but we're actually taking words that people have said about your services or your offers or your products and put them out there. So like this, what you're looking at right now is called a screen, like a PowerPoint screen show, and it has been made a video of it. So you can make videos of testimonials that are just print like these screens are. Okay, so then that's video 3, which is the proof, the testimonials, third party clout, right? And we move into video 4, which is the final video. It's called the Bring It All Home sales video, okay? Video 4. In the Bring It All Home sales video, we're going to have a very brief recap of who I am, what your problem is as a prospect, how I solve that, here's proof it works, and what others are saying. So that's going to be super short, like a sentence for each of them. And then we move into here's the solution, which is my offer, which can be super long. Just make it compelling and still focused on the benefits of what your ideal client customer, when they say yes, what they're going to get. All right. So bring it all home means you make your offer on the video and then you must tell them do this next. And that next step, that doable, it has to be on the page somewhere. So, like click the button below. Don't forget to add your email below or see the phone number below, call us, fill in the survey below, click the button to go to the questionnaire. Make sure that that information is easily available, that they totally understand it, and that you actually explicitly tell them what you want them to do. Come visit us in the office, give us a phone call, take the survey, make sure that it is there and it's a no-brainer and that they totally understand what you expect them to do next. All right, so let's wrap it up. At the end of month 3, you should have 4 videos scripted out and be considering how you're going to create them, like a slideshow, just like I'm doing here, a talking head video, some sort of an animation. Make your decision and go with it. Video number 1 is the invitation to grab the irresistible free offer. Video number 2 is the actual issues at hand and my story, how it can become your benefit. Video number 3 is case studies and testimonials. And video number 4 is your sales video. So the emails are going to be corresponding with these 4 videos, and we're going to work on those next.